Alright, so you're an owner-operator and either you have your own authority or you're leased on to someone. You have to have an inspection. A DOT inspection by a truck stop. These inspections are no different than they're annual, and they're no different if you brought your car into Firestone. What they do is look for stuff to make money off of. You're going in for an inspection, you're leaving with $2,500 worth of repairs. Wheel seals are number one. They never let the wheel seals go. Brakes we do, brakes are no problem. Brake rod travel, brake adjustments, that's easy to fix. You know, lights are no problem. We've all got, we know how to turn on the flashers and check to see if all the lights work. Brakes, shocks. There's one thing to watch out for on shocks: leakage. Any leakage at the bottom of your shocks. So before you go in for your inspection, make sure that you clean off the bottom of your shocks. Otherwise they'll hit you for those. You say, oh, you got a leaky shock. That's a failing shock. We need to get those replaced. We got them on sale for $120 a piece. You know, they'll get you on the shocks. Let's see, what else do they hit you on? They hit you on lights, tire tread depth. You know, you got to watch your tire tread depth. We all know 2 seconds on the drives, 4 seconds on the steers. That's not that hard. Air leaks, make sure you got no air leaks before you go in. You got an air leak, they'll fail you. Then they'll have to diagnose and see where the air is coming from. At $120 an hour labor, you're looking at 2-hour minimum. That's $240 plus repairs if you don't know how to do it yourself. U-joints, make sure your U-joints aren't loose. You know, pull up and down on your drive shaft. Make sure you got no play there. All right, I'm gonna take a sip of my beer here. I'm laid over in Las Vegas and just had an annual DOT done at the TA, which I passed, and I just, you know, you go in, just think of it the same way as if you brought your car to Firestone for an oil change. $19.99 for the oil change, you know, $600 for the rest of the repairs that they want to do. That's what they do to you on the DOT fucking inspection. Avoid that as an owner-operator by taking care of your truck before you bring it in for a DOT inspection. We got a plane going overhead right now. I'm parked right next to the airport. Make sure your drums are clean. If you can, take the drums off. I got an impact. I got an anvil. I'll take my wheels off before I go in. Take the drums off. Clean up all around, because the wheel seals are the #1 thing that they look for. If you have a slight leak, they'll want to replace that wheel seal. I can replace my own wheel seals, but I won't do it unless I see a puddle of oil leaking down out of there. My drums are fairly clean and dry. A little seepage ain't gonna hurt nothing. All right, speaking of seals, I want to go over something that we all neglect, or a lot of people neglect. Ventilation. You got ventilation on your rear ends. That's this right here. This, when you drive, your rear end heats up. It creates hot air and fumes from the oil churning in the rear end. Well, when air heats up, it expands. So we have to have an escape for that expansion. The way that escape happens is through this ventilation right here. This is extremely important in your wheel seals, because if that air can't escape, it's going to push your seals out. And you're guaranteed to leak every time. No matter how many times you replace those wheel seals, if that air cannot escape, you're going to push your seals out. Make sure you have the proper, make sure these are not clogged up. There's one on each axle. I don't know why this is upside down. I hope it's not upside down. All right, anyway, be prepared before you go in for a DOT inspection. Just giving you a heads up and a little bit of advice. Save a penny, make a dollar. All right, so I'm sitting here just going over the video that I just made, and I want to give you a little tip. It's a sneaky tip. Grab a piece of chalk. Take a piece of chalk with you and mark your push rods on your brake chambers. If you mark the push rods with chalk and you happen to be pulled over into DOT for an inspection, sometimes, I'm not saying all the time, but sometimes they will see that chalk mark and presume that it has been recently inspected. And therefore, the rest of the inspection, they'll null and void and let you go. It's a little trick, it's being sneaky out here. But take a piece of chalk and mark the push rod at the brake chamber. And when you get pulled in for a DOT inspection, when they climb under the truck, they'll see those chalk marks. And they'll ask you, have you been inspected recently? Say yes. And they'll pass it and let you go. That's just, what would you call that? I don't know if that's deceiving, but it works sometimes.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's another thing to look out for. I got one last thing to say on this video. Speaking of DOT inspections, they'll catch you for brakes out of adjustment. DOT officers are out there looking to violate people on DOT inspections. But you have the right to correct any faults on site. So if you have a leaking air hose or a brake out of adjustment on site, before they walk away and ask and start writing your ticket, you ask them what they found. They'll say, you know, your brake is out of adjustment. It's 1 3/4 inches travel, which is 1 5/8 is the limit. So you tell them, oh, just hang on a minute and get out your ratchet and your 7/8, your 7/16. Get out there and adjust it in front of them. You adjust it before they walk in and start writing the ticket. Air hose leaking. You get your wrenches out and you tighten it down, or you put some oh shit, what's the name of that tape? No, not duct tape. It's white. I can't think of it right now. You get some tape and you put it around the threads and stop the air leak.
The stuff you use when you're plumbing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. You make any repairs that you can. They'll do an inspection and they sneak off behind you and they run into the fucking office and write you a damn ticket. You tell them, well, wait a minute, everybody. What did you find? What are you fixing to do? Did I pass or did I fail? This is your right to know, because you have the right to fix anything on site before they do that. So if they found a leaking air hose and they say, well, I found a leaking air hose, say, oh, just a minute, buddy. I'll take care of that right now. Brake out of adjustment. And you say, oh, just hang on a minute. Let me get my 7/16 out. I'll turn it 1/4 of a turn. Yeah, catch them because they're sneaky like that. They'll run inside, they'll write you a ticket, and then they'll come out and they'll say, oh, everything passed except for Yeah, fuck you, man. Don't take that shit. Be a real owner operator. You know, fucking, you're running a business. We're a mutual team here. And you have the right to do that. So don't be fooled. Don't be scared to take care of your repairs on site to pass that inspection.